Hello, dear listeners. Today, it is our pleasure to welcome Mr. Kelhikha Kenye, Deputy Mission Director, Samagra Shiksha, Nagaland, and Nodal Officer, NEP 2020. Sir, welcome to our studios.
Thank you.
So, this is a topic relating to 5 years of NEP 2020 and how has Nagaland transformed its education landscape. So, as we mark the 5th anniversary of this education policy, so shall we go back in retrospect and could you please enlighten us about the basic concept of NEP 2020?
Thank you. The Government of India introduced the new education policy 2020 on 29th July 2020, and today is the anniversary of the 5th anniversary of the new education policy. The new education policy marked the major shift in terms of the curriculum, in terms of the approach. It seeks to introduce a multidisciplinary approach to achieve equitable, inclusive, and holistic quality education. New education policy also marked a major shift from rote memory-based to competency-based education. It also envisaged to bring pedagogical structure, that is by introducing 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. 5 years of foundational stage. From pre-primary, 3 years of pre-primary, grade 1 and grade 2 comprises of the foundational stage. 3 years of preparatory stage, grade 3 to grade 5. Then 3 years of middle stage, grade 6 to grade 8. And 4 years of secondary stage, that is from grade 9 to grade 12. There is a shift from earlier policy where 10 plus 2, grade 1 to 10 plus 2 years. So it's a major shift. Then new education policy also seek to vocationalize education, to impart skill education to the upcoming generation. Then another important features of new education policy is the introduction of state school standard authority to an autonomous body to ensure basic benchmark for all the schools, basic benchmark standard for all the schools by assessing the school standards. Then we also have in the new education policy, school complex. In a hub and spoke model, new education policy also envisaged to establish school complex and integrated schools wherein it will cater the need of the nearby schools. New education policy also gives much emphasis to inclusive education. So those are the main features of the new education policy.
So, sir, as we mark the 5th anniversary of the National Education Policy 2020, how successfully has Nagaland implemented its core objectives and what visible impact has it had on our learners, educators, and institutions across the state?
The State Level Education Committee adopted or approved for implementation or for adoption of the new pedagogical structure, that is to have 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 structure during the SLEC meeting in October 2024. So there is a huge progress that our state have made, and our state have also through a CRT completed the documentation of ECC curriculum in line with new education policy, and the ECC curriculum was piloted in 45 schools during 23-24. And upon the successful implementation of the ECC curriculum, the curriculum was implemented in all the government schools since 2024, and this is the second year of the implementation of ECC curriculum in government schools. And along with this, as envisaged in the new education policy for introduction of holistic progress card for each to track the learning progress of each children. In our state, for the foundational stage, based on the ECC developmental goals of ECC and also the learning objective or lakshyas of foundational literacy and numeracy or Nipun Bharat mission, the state have developed ECC HPC, Holistic Progress Card, and Assessment Report Card for grade 1 and 2. And since 2024-25, the state is tracking the learning progress of each children enrolled in foundational stage. That is from pre-primary to grade 2 in the foundational stage. So that is how we are able to do the assessment of children. Then NEP 2020 set the target of covering 50% of secondary school coverage under vocational education. So in this regard, our state have made a good progress. So far, 57% of the total government secondary schools are covered under vocational education. A total number of 187 government secondary schools are covered under the vocational education in secondary with 10 trades. And all the government schools, this is from grade 6 to grade 8, backless day or pre-vocational, to introduce children to the world of works is introduced in all the government schools. So far, what is the takeaway for us in this last 5 years? As per the Performance Grading Index, PGI report 2023-24, where Government of India assess the overall performance of states and UTs in education using 73 parameters. As compared to 2022-23 report, Nagaland has shown progress. We have made incremental progress in our education. So it's a positive indication of positive growth that is taking place. And not only that, but earlier called as National Achievement Survey to assess the health of education, to assess the learning outcome level of children. During 2024, the Ministry of Education conducted Parak Rashtriya Sarvekshan, earlier known as National Achievement Survey or NAS. The Parak survey report shows our state making gradual progress. So children are showing positive improvement in learning outcome. So this shows that our state is also making gradual progress.
So, sir, আমি খান ভাল bra aro buji bole itu national education policy laga 5+3+3 itu aro ECC laga do government schools khande conduct kora do itu ekbar aro koi dile bhal.
Ito poila amahan school koile mane class 1 to 10 aro class 11 12 itu hi school system Purana system to itu ase. To new education policy aha tu itia tu integrated system mane shuru bra pre-primary amahan itu class A hoy class A class B LKG UKG itia government kuise age 3 years to 4 years 4 years to 5 years 5 years to 6 years 3 saal hobo lage ko ase pre-primary. So 3 years of pre-primary class 1 class 2 itu hi foundational stage aro preparatory stage next stage mane grade 3 class 3 4 5 aro middle stage koile mane class 6 7 8 aro last day secondary stage to class 9 10 11 12 ini hone itu structure notun anishe aro amahan itu early childhood care and education koi holibi itia new education policy de itu foundational stage to itu foundational stage hole mane itu amahan itia itu up to 8 years itu 3 to 8 years hi itu foundational stage and itu foundational stage hi सबसे important kile mane itu bacha khan laga brain development maximum itu stage te hoy aro foundation hi thik ase gole mane itu ta khan agete ta khan itu upor jale mane bacha khan bhal hobo they are learning they will become independent learner ta khan ke itu foundational stage te ama khan basic foundational literacy aro numeracy to impart korle parise gole mane itu ane de itu hi ECC nohole ECC bi koy aro foundational stage itu bi koy
aro itu vocational training kwa de itu vocational training de tate ki ahe
tate vocational training te 10 ta trade ase amahan itia itu 187 government secondary school kole mane high school aro high secondary ko ase tate itu implement kora ase to tate itu beauty and wellness ase agri ase itu electronics enika alak bide 10 ta trade ase so school kumba te itu duita trades ase kumba te ekta trade ase kumba te more than 2 trades kone enia implement kurna ase
to itu do class 9 to 12 kan he lobo paribo na
itu to class 9 to 12 lo pare aro itu vocational education to Nagaland Board of School Education para hi itu assessment shuru hoise aro amahan assessment te itu to bisti dangor progress hoise
what are some of the key initiatives taken by the state for say example teacher training nohelebi curriculum reforms digital classroom nohelebi integration of local language or culture
right before the launching of new education policy in 2020 July government of India or NCRT developed Nishtha training program national initiative for school heads and teachers holistic advancement itu hole mane massive training program all over the country in all the states and UTs during 2019-20 the conduct korise to itu ki ase bole mane itu module अलग module new education policy de ki ahibole ase sob include hone digital notun pedagogy teaching methodology alak itu an sob itu module include hoine aru tate assessment ki ahibole ase new education policy ki ase ine hone conduct krise to tate amahan state te amahan elementary teacher 14,250 teachers in person face wise te amahan itu training conduct kro paise aru itu pisite itu online mode itu preparatory stage foundational stage secondary teachers itu hantu after that itu conduct krise online mode to ene hone teacher khanke kinaga hole new education policy tu itu implement krobo itu tu sob tanke train kurise aru itu ekla na hoine itia state ki notun program aibo vocational hobo ICT hobo ki introduce krobo sob tu amahan itu every year we are conducting a training program for the school heads and teachers, and we are preparing them to implement the program and activities as per the objectives. Aru amahan yete state itu school heads khanke prepare korle itu SCRT bra 1 month school leadership program. That is for the school leaders. Why? Because school leaders play very important role in bringing transformation, overall transformation in schools. So leadership itu important hobra. Itu SCRT, the CMET is conducting school leadership program for the school heads. So in next 1 or 2 batch, SCRT will be covering all the government school heads in the state. Aro like we shared earlier, the SCRT have documented the ECC curriculum way back in 2023, and which is in the second year of implementation. Aro itu ekla na hoine state curriculum framework. Itu SCRT is in the process of preparing the state curriculum framework in line with national curriculum framework.
So, sir, can you also share some specific programs or pilot initiatives in Nagaland that demonstrate the policy in action?
In this Nagaland, we are giving, as envisaged in the new education policy, we are working hard to strengthen our foundational stage education because that will become the basis of the future learning, for children. So we're making much emphasis. So in this, besides implementation of ECC curriculum, our state have in the SCRT introduced 2 years in service teachers training for foundational stage. Because right now we have primary teachers teaching the foundational as well as the preparatory stage. But we need to have stage specific teachers to impart stage specific pedagogy. So starting from last year, SCRT is conducting the 2 years diploma course to prepare our teachers in phase-wise. Then school complex. Now through the World Bank funded project, the NEP project, 16 lighthouse schools. School complex is in progress. Hopefully in about a year, this will become functional. This will function on the basis of hub and spoke model. This school complex will cater the needs of nearby schools, say within the radius of maybe around 5 kilometers from the school complex. Then strengthening of digital infrastructure. The state have provided smart classroom facilities to all the secondary schools, all the government secondary schools, and also to government middle schools having higher students enrollment. So we are working on to saturate providing the digital devices to all the schools. Then integration of pre-primary classes. Now this is the added advantage that our state has. As envisaged in the new education policy, our state since inception has already integrated 2 years of pre-primary in our school system. So when new education policy was introduced in 2020, this became an added advantage, from our, school structure, setup point of view. Then we also have our state introduced, or we have been implementing a school counseling program this is a 1-year diploma in school counseling for in-service teachers to provide socio-emotional counseling support to students in school. Then another one, career counseling. Now we need to also help the students to know their aptitude, and based on their aptitude, choose their career wisely, based on their aptitude and interests. So starting from 2024-25, we have trained 82 master trainers, and this was implemented in collaboration with Antarang Foundation based in Mumbai. And now this career counseling is also being introduced in government schools on pilot basis.
Itia question ekta janibole mon jajo. Mukhan la students kan especially dur jaga de thakya bosti de thakya khan bi bishi ase. Takhan itu new education policy laga changes niyom khan bishi bodli kurna hado. Takhan du itu laga lab uthai asna nai itu janibole mon ase.
Itu report. Now, all of agera ami itu Parak Rashtriya Sarvekshan Report 2024. Itu to nationwide survey ase. One of the dunia da sabse dangor educational survey ekta ase. To itu Ministry of Education pra itu conduct kore. To last year itu grade 3, grade 6 aru grade 9 te itu sample school se conduct korise. Itu conduct kora to especially in grade 3 itu rural school itu bosti bhania thaka laga rural school laga performance hi bhal ola olaise. So itu ki karne ta ase koina amahan tia amahan itu bujibole try korase. Itu teacher khan itu amahan medium of amahan la language to English ase. Kolebi itu amahan teacher khan bosti de nijor kotha bara bi shikhabo English ka bara bi shikhabo enika hobra bacha khan bhal bra bujibole pare ase na ki karne ta ase koina amahan itu tu ekta bisi khushi paina ase. Kolebi itu survey report hisabte itu amahan rural areas khan hi itu especially in grade 3 bacha khana performance tu bhal indicator olaise.
To itu new education policy ahia do mukha laga teachers teaching staff khan takhan training bhal ra dia aro tahan ge aro bhal ra jankari digina bacha khan ge dikhawole laga inega khan bi asna nai.
Itu age de kwa nishine itu teachers khan ke ekdom integrated module itu 10 ta upor training module ase 5 days training nishta training module te ta khan ke train kurise amahan state sob teachers ke konoba bimar hoine a few cases itu teacher khan itu miss hola thaibo pare otherwise for all the stages to nishta training to teacher khan ke train kurise nishta program te aro itu ekla na hoine every year itu amahan itu program alak korbo activity alak ahibo itu school head khan aro itu teachers khan ke train korbo for example itu amahan 2023-24 te ECC curriculum itu implement korla karne te itu Nagaland te government school sob te school head duita teacher in the class 1 and 2 aro ekta teacher itu class A B teach kora itu hoine charta teacher sob school pra itu kinaga hoine aman curriculum implement korbo kina hole innovative pedagogy creativity khan anibo kina hone activity based learning itu bachanke itu tanke play based itu khilia nishna pra tanke shikhabo bachanke involve kore shikhabo kone itu ham pedagogy an to sob trade korse likewise dosra ki activity aibo sob to implement na kora agede itu teacher han ke train korse so amahan teacher kan to prepared ase well prepared holbi ete ekta komo jatu amahan teacher khan oporta ase amahan state to agya jabo na jabo itura teacher ekta tu mon digine ami bacha han ke parents khan tu bacha ke ami ke biswas digine amala school da rakhi dedo amila mon digine ami ki pare koshish korde bacha ke shikhabo gane teacher khan ekdom josh mon khushi bra shikhatu itu bisi important ase.
Sir, aro ekta kotha do itu training khan teachers khan ke training kuria do government schools khan teachers khan ge he dena private teachers khan bi tate included ase itu training de
Amahan Samagra Shiksha to Government of India laga central sponsored scheme implement kore aro itia to government's scheme te do itu training holibi dosra intervention support system hole sob to khali government school garne ta ase so teacher bi khali government teacher garne te hi training ase hole amahan itia private teacher khan kotha virtual na holibi enia online mode te parela mane itu hanki bi kina support kurbo kede bhavana to kurase
itia do new education policy do anigena Nagaland de holibi 5 साल hoise to 5 साल majode itia schools nohelebi teachers nohelebi students khan ki nutun niyom hikaigena hado ta khan bi tahan la side pra ki feedback ahi ase
new education policy te itu bacha hanke amahan poila itu kakos puribo aru lu jaine exam te reproduce kone likhe itu rote memory ko bacha khan bisibi itu la system te ki karne de lesson ekta pure na buje aru itu pure tu loine ki gorla asa amala life te itu bi na bhabi na amahan pass hoine itu graduation university pass hoina age jala system bi hoye agela de holi itia to competency based education kola mane bacha khan ke ta khan asol skill thakibo lage ta khan knowledge to ki karne te itu lesson ekta pure ase gole mane ki karne te pure ase itu bi bujibo ami laga life te itu ki application ase itu bi bujibo aru ta khan itu critical thinking mane analysis itu ki karne te hoye ase gone itia matha chole laga itu bhavana cholaine itu age jala kila mane enika hoine amahan human capital ekdin ekjon bacha tu kitab purine dangor hoshole তাই productive ho lage society de contribute koro paribo lage itu karone de itu education system dibole to activity to alag ahi ase so teacher khan bi student khan bi activity bisi hoise ene hatu itu koi hole bi this is a natural process itia transition ta ase ama transition from one system to ekdom vibrant competency based ekta ta jabo ko to initially to all of teacher khan mon khushi bra itu activity khan accept korle time olop bil lagibo itu to buji ase holbi teachers tahan bhal bra blend ho ase teachers itu han bhal bra kop ho ase itu ra mahan itu han saina bisi khushi ase
aro sir mugan Nagaland de do iniga infrastructure hole bi funding itu digital divide mane ami han town de thakya khan do ekubi ekta advantage to ase hole bi bosti khan de kunba internet bi na thaka jaga computer bi na pungchya jaga no heli bi mainly itu digital divide funding infrastructure rasta khan bi bia khan bi thake mugan town de thakya khan phan ki pabole ase itu khan bi na pungchya khan bi thakibo bi pare to itu khan tu department bra he to challenges khan do take up kurigena thakibo duk paigena thaka nupungcha jaga itu state itu department do itu khan kiniga sob ke pungchai dibole itu koshish kura demde ki steps loy ase
itu ama khan itu school support infrastructure support digital infrastructure khan tanke dia to or devices khan dia to itu to basically uto enrollment bacha thakise gole mane bosti de holebi town de holebi itu ki paase itu school khan pai for example agera ami dujun kotha kore nishina itu secondary school sobte itu smart classroom itu sob high school high secondary school sobte dishe aro elementary mane itia government middle school koi itu han more than 300 schools de itu dishe enrollment thaka han pai aro not only that itu under this TRP teacher resource package koina itu under that Nagaland ta amahan yate primary teachers sobke itu tablet itu distribute kurje 7740 tablets itu primary school teachers khanke dishe aro itu garne de school to for example computer kwale mane amahan you daiste tate data khan sob thake aro you daiste data to school pra hi dali de tate to tate computer dibo kole mane electricity thakibo lage functional electricity to takhan to light ase power ase functional electricity ase aro tate school te bacha reasonable number thakise kole mane etu town te ki ase rural code holibi school code kinare thakilibi ki facility government di ase takhan pabo so itia to saile mane amahan government school primary pra loine sob upor sob khante etu computer aro digital device khan tu digila ase aro amahan last state challenge to main challenge ekta to internet connectivity olop age salte jaga de etu network na thakene issue ase but itia sadu internet connectivity almost every place etu to schools almost every school itia to internet to improve hoise holbi itia amahan functional electricity mane electric connection to sob school te itu rakhi dibo itu khushis korate itu saturate korle age te itu kile hoy na gole school especially primary school khan konuba tu itu amakhan to ekbaji na sam no hoy gebra man khor jai na chutti hoy to hoy jai koine itu la bhavna ber hoy holbi itia with the introduction of new education policy itia itu digital kam computer pra data khan submission na horebi learning khan materials khan itu bisi use kor jase itu anete itia itu saturate sob school de kina hola functional electricity dibo itu saturate kore khushis korase
now what lessons has Nagaland learned in the process and how can these lessons shape future policy adjustments?
New education policy amahan Nagaland state we are making good progress because we are also very fortunate. School education department is very fortunate to have endowed with vibrant, dynamic and visionary leadership in every level, be it in Samagra Shiksha mission or Directorate of School Education, Nagaland Board of School Education, SCRT or in the political level. So very receptive leadership is in place now. So that is why Nagaland is also beginning to show the indicators of gradual growth. As we have shared earlier, performance incentive, this PGI, then Parak Rashtriya Sarvekshan, report, another, survey report shows that Nagaland is making, gradual progress. We are moving forward. Of course, having said that, we still have lots of things to do. There are a couple of issues like implementation of multilingualism, new education policy there, Mohanla state there, tribe alag ase. Or within alag tribe de holibi amahan itu dialects khan বস্তি ভাবে আলাগ তো এতিয়া তো আমাখান 18-19 ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ বোর্ড আছে সো একটা তো আমাখান ইতিয়া স্টেট ইনিশিয়েটিভ কৰা তো আমাখান ক্লাস 1 to class 8 ইটো তো দ্য হেৰিটেজ কইনে নিজৰ কথাবৰা ইটো টেক্সট বুক তো এসিআরটি পৰা ডেভেলপ কৰিনে ইটো নিজৰ কথাবৰা ইটো ইন্ট্ৰোডিউস কৰিনে বাচান to learn কৰা আছে in all the tribal dialects or languages hole bi mahala etu tribal dialects khan to or language khan to standardize na hota amakhan to itia mother tongue to promote kore ase hole bi etu standardization to time olop lagibo so there is the challenge. Another good thing is 4 languages to class 9 to 12 etu introduce kudishe Sumi, Ao, Lotha, Tenidia. So that is a huge progress that our state have made.
What are the next steps for Nagaland in continuing NEP 2020 implementation? Aru itu steps khan nutun aigena Nagaland government bi loa demde public khan nohile bi baba ma khan nohile bi communities bosti manu khan takhan bi hat borai gena itu diwole do ki kuribo paribo
New education policy agera ami dujun kotha koi nishna itu state to bhal progress kurise ite kura ase holibi amakhan itebi there are couple of areas that we need to still work on. It'll take some time for us to fully be able to implement every recommendation of new education policy. So in this journey amakhan itu stakeholders community leaders amakhan yete town te wards colony khan NGOs khan village council village development board students union enika organization alag thaka khan aru students la parents community participation to ekdom important ase kile mane idu amakhan sob koi African proverb ekta it takes a village to raise a child idu ami itu bisi bhal lage bacha ekta uthabole tu sob ekta bacha ekta responsible kori dibole taike dangor kori dibole tu bosti sob manu lage to itu khali government pra khali teachers khan pra itu bacha ke nurture kone mentor kone tanke responsible banabo tu no itu pra community to ahibole hi lage amakhan community khan aru Nagaland te community participation to be strong ase amakhan strong community living ase to parents khan aru community leaders khan ekdom responsive itu hanishine itia new education policy implement korne initiative alag ahatu itu parents khan community leaders khan koda heu lage gap kota ase koda modot lage ase it can be service it can be asset it can be any kind of support encouragement bi ho pare to inia hone amakhan modot korne ek kilo hat milaine itu age jabo lagi ase in this regard government of India bra tu kinaka hole itu community participation khan NGO khan participate kora nohole bi itu CSR itu companies corporates khan under CSR initiative te itu school khan te modot kora na de ta khan ekta dedicated portal ekta initiate korise 2022 de itu ase gole mane Vidyanjali portal kona itu Vidyanjali portal de ki hoy gole mane school khan itu sob bi register kuribo aru amar school de yete amhan state te government school 86% to itu portal te registered hoise to yate community khan bi ahine donors volunteers kon Vidyanjali te itu google kuribi aru Vidyanjali te itu link click korne tate register as a volunteer labo to tate kon bi tate register volunteer hone register paribo aru government school khan to ta khan la ki lagi ase ta khan mane resource person ekta ahine kahani na purana kahani itu oral story khan kule lagi ase kole mane through that portal bi pare holbi kina hole community khan to participate korase school support korase ko to itu sob capture korna de government of India to itu Vidyanjali portal itu initiate korna ase so aman state te itu aman parents khan aman community leaders khan itu Vidyanjali portal to ke ase khone itu login korne itu register korne tanki goromon jase tate school khan laga needs khan saine getabra kro parela ase.
As we look ahead, what can be done to ensure that the momentum continues and NEP becomes a true game changer for the next generation in Nagaland?
Implementation of the new education policy 2020 in true spirit by all stakeholders in our state can truly lead to empowering our upcoming generation, improve productivity in our human capital, thereby leading to increase in job creation and employability of our youth. It can be a game changer. It can generate employment. It can bring about sustainability in our economy. So this new education policy has a lot of takeaway for all of us. Now, marking today, India is talking about attaining Vikshit Bharat by 2047. So if all the stakeholders work together, we can truly empower our upcoming generation through transformation of education.
Thank you so much, sir, for your sharing with us about the NEP 2020. We have learned so much about this program, and we hope that our listeners has been enlightened by his sharing. So, Sir Kenye, once again, thank you for coming to our studios.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.